Good morning, dear children. Today in History Civics class, we will read and know some more functions of the Parliament. As in the last lecture, we had seen how the Parliament it can make the laws, it can pass the money bill, and it sees to the cases where the laws on subjects under state list and concurrent list are seen by the parliament. Only the parliament can introduce a bill to amend the constitution. In the last lecture, we also came to know about the budget, which is an estimate of the annual income and expenditure of the government of India, what we are paying the income tax and what the government is doing with our money, what they are doing. All these things the government has to show to its citizen. So now we have the next very third, that is the third, you can say the function is your control over the executives. Now government or the parliament, you can say, it keeps a watch over the government. The council of ministers and the prime minister, those who are the ruling party or you can say the governing party, they are doing some or the other job for us. They are amending, they are discussing, they are again and again, they are the one responsible. And so the council of ministers and the prime minister, they are directly responsible and answerable to the Lok Sabha for its the policies and actions. Whatever policies they are making and whatever actions they are taking, they have to tell us when we are directly or indirectly through our MPs, that is member of parliament. They have to answer them when they question. So they have to make them understand what are the policies they have formed, how the work is going on, if the citizen is gaining something or not. So all these things the council of ministers have to answer, and this way the parliament keeps a watch and a check over the council of ministers. Now there is one very important children, this power of the parliament, that is the council of ministers has to resign immediately if a vote of no confidence is passed against it by the Lok Sabha. It happens if the people see, or the citizen or the opposition party, if they see that the ruling party or the governing party is not doing their job properly, if they are doing something is going on which is against the progress of the country or development of the country, then a vote of no confidence is passed against the government, and there itself they have to go for resigning from the office. The council of minister, they have to resign then and there, children. And there are some important facts about no confidence motion. 3 in last 25 years. July 1993, there was, children, against the Narasimha Rao government. They had just stated a no vote of no confidence, and that very day the government won confidence vote. Then April 1999, against the Vajpayee government lost by one vote. So Vajpayee government had to resign altogether. The whole ministry had to resign. Then in August 2003, again there was a no confidence vote, and the government won by one vote, and they won the confidence vote. They were still governing the country. Then July 2008, it was a trust vote after CPM led Left Front withdrew support from the Manmohan Singh government over the Indo-US nuclear deal. Government proved its majority. So there too the government again won the no confidence vote. Then children, some more important facts about no confidence motion. First ever no confidence motion was moved in 1963. Total 26 no confidence motions so far. The one on July 20th will be 27th one. Then the last very fact is Indira Gandhi government had faced maximum number of no confidence motion, that is altogether 15 numbers of no confidence motion. Then children, just coming back to our control over executive, finally the members of parliament can discuss government policies and question the ministers, hence they can exercise a check on the working of the government. This I told you earlier itself. Then finally we have an adjournment motion. In this motion children, the session to discuss and focus on any matter of public importance which requires immediate and urgent attention. Sometimes it happens children, like natural disasters like earthquake or unforeseen situations such as police firing or terrorist attacks, they suddenly they erupt. So at that time the parliament, it can move an adjournment motion suddenly, and they have to discuss and focus on these very matters of public importance which requires immediate and urgent attention. You have to urgently you go for action, so you have to discuss, the government has to discuss, that is no on an adjournment motion. Suddenly the session is called. The if they are on like vacation or something, they are called children, the council of ministers are called back, and they have to go for this adjournment motion. They have to discuss sudden, very serious, like for COVID-19 also, the ministers, they have to all together come together and they have to discuss and decide for some or the other things. For these things children, we have adjournment motion. Now we come to the judicial functions. The judicial functions children, the parliament can impeach or remove the president. So parliament has the power to impeach or remove the president. The vice president and judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, if any of them violate the constitution or misuse their authority, then they can also be removed. The parliament has the power to impeach or remove the president, vice president, judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts if they are violating the constitution or they are misusing their authority, their post, if they are doing some or the other thing, if they are asking for some kind of bribe and all, then they can be, the parliament has all the power to remove all these people children. This is a very big power they have children. Elective functions. Now the parliament plays an important role in the election of the president and the vice president. So parliament, it is the only and only house that just in India plays an important role in the election of president and the vice president. Then finally we come to the sessions of the parliament children. Sessions means when the parliament they meet, when the ministers, the opposition party, the governing party, they meet at least twice a year. They have to meet at least twice a year. We have summer session and winter session children, and sometimes it happens that sudden call for these I told you children, adjournment motion, sudden earthquakes, sudden terrorist attacks, sudden call, like sudden the spread of disease and all children, viruses and all children, they need to come back again for the session. So otherwise they have to meet at least twice a year. For a session to take place, at least 10% of the total membership has to be present, and this is called the quorum. That is 10% of the total members of the parliament, they have to be present, otherwise the session won't take place. If the members of the parliaments are absent, then they won't go for any session. They have to be present, at least 10% of the total membership, they have to be present. So this is for today's lecture children. Now tomorrow we'll go for the question answers and we'll go for the exercises children. We'll answer it and you have to make a fair copy for history and civics. We'll go for answering the question answers. Thank you and have a nice day.